As autumn gives way to winter, brothers Chris and Casey Keefer are drawn to the wild places on a live-to-hunt, hunt-to-live mission, dropped with very little to rely on but each other. Each new season brings with it a new arena and new challenges. Together, the Keefer brothers have faced angry predators, extreme hunger, impassable terrain, and volatile, shifting weather patterns. They've explored hundreds of miles of desolate mountain ranges, unsettled tundras, raging rivers, and the unpredictable perils of territories where few are willing to go. All for the love of the hunt, to test themselves, to test each other, not to prove anything to anyone, but to feed the fire inside. This is Dropped.
Amazing grace, what sweet sight. See her dressed in white. I once was lost, but now I'm found through her amazing grace and a soft cotton lace.
Northern Saskatchewan, the land of living skies. Landlocked and sparsely populated, this diverse province has a reputation of being equal parts beautiful and brutal. The grasslands of southern and central Saskatchewan surrender to the thick boreal forests of the north, where black bears, wolves, and moose patrol towering thickets of spruce and pine. This is where the Keefer brothers will carve out a living for the next 30 days. With a change in arena comes a change in the rules. The brothers have access to thousands of acres of Canadian wilderness by way of a remote lake. They've been afforded a motorized fishing boat, just big enough to transport their gear and a limited supply of fuel reserves. For the duration of their journey, this boat will be their lifeline, allowing them to search for the lake trout, northern pike, and walleye that soar through the depths beneath them, while providing the opportunity to scout and hunt the vast expanses of the game-rich northern timber. The Keefer brothers hold tags for a moose and a black bear, but a tag is far from a guarantee. Winter is bearing down on northern Saskatchewan, and the land of living skies is finally showing some mercy to brothers Chris and Casey Keefer. They welcome a beautiful morning with full bellies and positive energy. Extraction day is just over the horizon, but the brothers have work left to do. Proper care of the meat is imperative to ensure their families are fed for months to come.
I got a green one here. These other ones are all dry rotted or burned already.
Yep.
I don't want to cut it off. Is this what you're thinking?
Thinking right here.
Okay. I'll hold this and let's measure it out.
Yeah, we got to leave some tag end on it.
There you go. Right about there.
Yeah.
Just leave. You got enough room on that side?
Yeah, I got enough tag end.
Okay, so I can just cut it right here?
Yep.
All right, we can set it down.
All right.
I got it marked.
So yeah, basically what I'm thinking is cut that off, we'll get this up, cross brace, square lash it, hang the meat right here.
Square lash it and then just hang the meat.
Yep.
Okay.
With a full belly and loaded down game bags, the brothers must now go to work to cool and preserve the meat for future consumption.
Okay. So now,
it's got to be high enough.
Those are big hind quarters.
Yeah, I mean if we're like right in there,
Yep.
head high, they'll be up high enough off the ground.
Okay.
Should
And
be
then
fine.
that's where you want to take the paracord.
Yep.
Just square lash it right here to both sides.
Yep.
And then we can hang the quarters in here.
Perfect. All right.
They begin the process by constructing a meat pole. The meat pole is a simple structure that allows the brothers to separate and hang the meat in a cool location. By building the pole away from sunlight, the meat is able to dry out and cool down thanks to nature's air conditioning. The cool Saskatchewan breeze is the quickest way to drop the meat's temperature to prevent spoilage. Safety from predators is still front of mind, so the brothers operate within a survival triangle. By storing their meat a safe distance away from both their shelter and their means of protection, Chris and Casey are able to ensure that they're not drawing hungry predators to the front door of base camp. As an extra precaution, they clean their gear and make sure no moose blood remains on their clothes. Removing the smell of fresh blood acts as another layer of protection from hungry predators that would love nothing more than to capitalize on their fresh kill.
All right, you gotta go up with it.
The late September sun is beaming down on the Keefer brothers as they work together to hang their fresh kill on a makeshift meat pole.
Yeah, come down.
Extraction day is coming, so they take every opportunity to soak it all in. In the past, the Keefer brothers utilized meat caches to prevent spoilage. They traveled by way of raft downriver from one location to the next. This season's base camp alleviates the need for caches, as the stationary meat pole keeps the meat cool and cared for until extraction.
You can hold him there.
You got him right
Yep.
there. Still good?
Yep. Good?
And let him go.
Nice. Perfect.
Okay.
All right.
Number 2. That's good. That's the heaviest of the heavy. I'm gonna get this bag off.
Okay. I can get the rest of the meat right now. I'll bring it up. I'll bring all the loose meat up in the 2 front shoulders,
Yeah, that's fine.
and then we can just get it all set up.
Yep, that's fine.
You want to debone these here, or you want to wait?
No, I don't want to debone them here. I mean, it's gonna lighten it up, but it's not like we have them on our backs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and the more you debone, the more that it gets exposed to bacteria.
I'm good with that. All right. Well, what else do we got to do?
We got everything but neck meat. I'll get the neck meat out, and then I'm gonna cape the head out and do all that. I mean, basically, it's gonna be a camp day for me anyway.
I'm going hunting.
Go bear hunt.
I mean, why not?
Go bear hunt.
All right. If you got everything set in camp and you're dialed and you got to cape the head out,
Yep.
I'm going to hit the water and see if I can't find a bear.
Yep.
Last ditch effort.
Yep.
All right. That
Give
works
her
for
hell.
me.
I got a long day here.
Okay.
Well, I've got a little bit of a relaxing day at camp here today. Basically got the meat cache up, rocking and rolling. And all I've got left right now is I got to get this moose caped off the head. So I'll take my time, pick away at it. Chris took off, went to go bear hunting, so hopefully he runs into a bear out there somewhere. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of nice to have a little bit of a relaxing day here. Just gonna, like I said, take my time, piece by piece, and get this stuff done. This is always probably the most relaxing part of every drop for me. It's kind of like the culmination of all of our experiences together. Everything that we put into the hunt, and it all comes full circle right here. You get the animal, you get to take them off the head, and just to sit back on this hunt and kind of just reflect on everything it took to get this bull. I mean, this is the only bull that we've seen all trip. It's the only animal with a heartbeat aside from birds and fish that we've seen all trip. And we put our time in and we hunted hard. And we have got a pile of meat to show for it. And that's something that, you know, I thank my lucky stars for, is we were able to pull it out at the end of the journey and we're able to go home to our families and enjoy this guy for a long time. Because at the end of the day, that's why we do this. That's the ultimate reason. But for me, taking an animal off the head, it's the culmination of the trip. I guess the beginning of the end, if you will.
With the meat hanging to cool and dry, the pressure around camp is relieved. Casey takes his time to reflect as he continues caping. But with a tag burning a hole in his pocket, Chris puts the pedal down in search of bear.
Well, I'm not giving up just yet. Decided to come back out here and put some last minute effort in, try and get bear hunt. The first place I'm gonna start is where we skinned and caped and quartered that moose. It's the most obvious spot. So I'm out in the bay just kind of glassing in there. All I can see right now is birds. A bunch of big ravens, potentially an eagle or so. But I'm gonna have to get a little bit closer and investigate because I want to see if there is bear sign, or there's scat, or there's something there. Then I'm gonna get in there and sit tighter and see if I can't get a bear, but that's gonna require me to get in there and do some investigating. I'm by myself, so let's get this done.
Chris knows the resident bears are preparing to fatten up for a long hibernation. He and Casey served up a feast while quartering the moose, so the carcass is his first stop on the quest for a North Country bruiser. He approaches with caution, not knowing what he'll find lurking in the downed timber.
What's that right there? Right there. I got the heart racing a little bit. It's a giant golden eagle that flew up from there, different color than everything else. He's giant, look. Got me going a little bit. Check him out. All right, let's keep moving, looking for sign up here. If there's bear sign, then I gotta kind of set up in here. If there isn't, I'm gonna keep moving, keep coming back and checking this spot. Scattered tracks, it's all bear. Plus this would be just torn to shreds if there's a bear in here. They're just picking at everything right now. Just a lot of ravens and birds. It's all right. I'll check it as many times as I can. You never know if we get lucky. I'm just gonna keep moving.
Saskatchewan gives nothing up easy. Not her comforts, and certainly not her game. The Keefer brothers have spent weeks in the wild without a single bear sighting. But one fruitless hunt doesn't dampen their accomplishments or their spirits. Extraction is imminent.
Well, today is my favorite day and my most dreaded day of my entire year. It's extraction day.
Another dropped in the books. Another month of September gone, spent in some of the most remote country in the world. Challenging ourselves, basically pitting ourselves against Mother Nature for a month.
It's something to sit back and think about when you challenge yourself like this. And you're outside in the elements, in Mother Nature, living off the land, and just the adventure that it provides you.
This trip was everything dropped is supposed to be. It was fun as hell at times. The fishing at times was incredible. The fishing at times sucked. The hunting was hard. Probably some of the hardest hunting that I've had over the past 7 seasons that I've been doing this. But that's Dropped. I mean, Dropped is the story of us coming out here, going into the unknown, willingly going into the unknown, and just trying to have the best damn time that we can have.
Then I can look through at all the seasons and all the adventures, all the years that we've been out here. I look back at helicopter rides. I look back at moose encounters up close and personal. I look back and I think about the whitewater rafting. I think about the adventures, and I did it all with my brother. I've done it all with my brother. I've been able to experience those on camera and tell everyone our story. And that's what it's about. It's about challenging yourself. I never thought I could do this 7 years ago. I never thought that I could set out to live off the land for a month at a time But when you do, it's amazing.
A lot of people go out into the backcountry and spend 10 days to 2 weeks. I'm here to tell you a month is a long time. A month is a long time away from your family. It's a long time to stare at the same human every single day, even though he's my brother. I mean, 30 days. We don't talk to anybody. That's a long time. It's a long time to go without a shower. It's a long time to go without a lot of things.
I've spent a lot of time away from my family. I've spent a lot of time out here in solitude. I've spent a lot of time away. And I don't know what the future holds. I know this, I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm gonna keep challenging myself. And if there's one thing I can do, it would be to encourage you to do the same. Do something today that you never thought you could do.
But it's Extraction Day, and I always say that Extraction Day is the most bittersweet day of this whole trip. Because it's the day that I get out of here. I get to go back and have a shower. I get to FaceTime my kids and my wife. I get to talk to them on a regular basis. But it's also the day that I have to leave here. And the reality of that is that every single drop that I've done, there's a small piece of me that stays behind. There's a small piece of me that stays in this place and will exist here forever.
Extraction is always a bittersweet moment for the brothers. They're one day closer to reuniting with their loved ones. But the comforts of life outside of the bush come at a cost. No more sunrises over the lake. No more boots crunching on the frosty morning ground. No more lake trout shore lunches while wolves howl in the distance. Silence says all the brothers need to hear as they pack their gear in anticipation of the distant hum of the plane that will take them home.
Jump on that train, going somewhere. Hearts beat fast, chasing the moon. Trains on track, it comes and goes against the wind. The whistle blows. This life's alive, old and new. Get lost, get found. Traveling fool.
Well, there it is right there. We can hear the plane in the distance.
Yep.
That is a good day right there. It's bittersweet, always is.
Always a good day, but always the worst day of the trip as well.
It's an amazing trip. The bush country of northern Saskatchewan threw everything at us. Struggled in the beginning, but we ended up pulling it off in the end. Persistence paid off. And that is a good sign right there. What do you think?
Story of dropped, man.
Here he comes. The plane is coming. He's in the distance, he sees us, he's trying to figure out how to get in here right now, which is the exciting part. Okay. Yes. Dropped. Going home.
Chasing the moon.
As quickly as it began, the brothers' time in Saskatchewan is over. The plane drones as it circles overhead, a reminder of the highs and lows of living to hunt and hunting to live. Moments of beauty were punctuated by moments of fear. Trial turned to triumph. The only constant in this journey is change. Saskatchewan calls the shots. She tells you if you're welcome. She tells you if you belong here. When the brothers overcame, when they reached extraction on their own timing, on their own terms, Saskatchewan spoke loud and clear. This is where they belong. These are the moments that define Dropped. It's not a tale of survival. It's a never-ending quest to be alive.
Chasing the moon.